Well, guess what time it is?
It's our favorite time of the month.
Yep, we're going to be doing our monthly collaboration with Traveling on Adventures, Earl and Terry, and Rhonda and Jim for R&J RV Adventures.
Yeah, and after you watch us, please check them out because they got some great ideas and some stories that they can tell.
Okay, what's this month's topic about?
It's about seeing if you're mechanically inclined.
Yep, if you're RV mechanically inclined.
Yeah, you don't have to be, but it's very helpful if you are.
Especially if you're full-time on the road. If you're a part-timer or a weekender, that's not really a necessity. It's great to know a little bit about it so you don't have to put it in the shop, but when you're a full-timer...
Well, a lot of people learn on the road.
That's true.
You know, and YouTube helps too.
But if you're a full-timer...
If you're a full-timer, it's great to have some tools to take with you, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong. I mean, you can have a bearing that overheats out of grease. You can have a brake, electrical brake that doesn't engage, you know, on your trailer. You could have a leaf spring that breaks while you're on the highway. I mean, there's a lot of different things. You're hooking up your trailer, your rig. The brake lights don't work. You got to check the wiring. I mean, so you have to be, you know, mechanically inclined. Yeah, electrical, and then you may have plumbing issues on your rig. It helps to know a little bit about everything because, especially if you're full time, I mean, taking it in the shop is going to take you how long?
Months, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're backed up 6 months.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel that it is good to know how to work on your RV if you're a full-timer, because you can't, you know, be without your rig. That's your home.
Yeah.
And then how expensive is that going to be if you have to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb?
And we've done it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had it where our air system on our rig wouldn't pump up anymore. The compressor, the valves were bleeding back.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't air up anymore, and so we needed the air for brakes. We needed the air for suspension.
Yeah.
So we had to end up putting it in the shop.
We're actually at prior to that, we're at a Harvest Host with it, and this is our Class A that we're talking about.
Right.
We were at a Harvest Host, and the mechanic came and was able to service us. So a mobile mechanic is awesome.
Right.
If they're able to do the repairs right there.
Right.
But then we experienced after that we were still having the issues that Mal was talking about.
Yeah, he replaced a leveling valve on the left front side, you know, that had a leak. And we thought that was the issue, but it ended up being, you know, the compressor that's on the motor, which is quite more expensive. But we had to take it in the shop, and then we had to find a place to stay. And unfortunately for us, there was a concert going on, and you couldn't find a hotel within, I think, 3 surrounding towns.
Yeah, we had to go outside the town, but luckily before they got to our rig, because of course they had to place us in line, they allowed us to stay in the rig.
Right.
So we only had how many days? Maybe 2?
2 days.
In the hotel?
2 days in the hotel.
You know, but like Mal was saying, we had such a hard time finding a hotel because of that concert.
Yeah.
It was on, what was it on? Did you say Labor Day or something like that?
I believe so, yeah.
Something during a holiday.
Yeah,
you know?
it was just happened to break down on that time. I mean, you can't schedule that stuff. It is what it is.
Now we do recommend, if you have to put it in the shop, if you can find a shop that will allow you to stay in your rig or has a facility there. Like when we were in Ohio, when they actually had the RV park behind the shop, and we were able to
Oklahoma.
stay. Oh yes, that was Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And we were able to stay in the RV again until they brought it in, and then they
took it out at the end of the day, put it back on the park, and hooked everything up for us.
Yeah, we had full hookups. It was part of the repair.
Yeah, I mean that was
nice.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
But you know, when we looked for places to get repairs, we tell them that we're full-time, and we ask them if they have accommodations for full-timers.
Because sometimes it takes precedent, which is nice, you
know. And sometimes they will put you up front, especially if you tell them that you live in it full-time.
Yeah.
You know, they'll put you up front, you know, and that's real nice of them to do that.
So thankfully for us, you know, in all our rigs really, and our last rig as well. Mel was able to carry his tools,
right?
And with him doing that, he was able to do a lot of the work that we had to do, unless it was major mechanics, because you're able to
I changed our own oil.
Yep. You replaced our inverters and batteries. You know, we did have our fridge go out, and so we had to take it into the shop.
Because the windows have to come out. They have to disassemble the fridge, carry it through the window.
Yeah, we couldn't do
that. They had to take the whole kitchen table.
Yeah, the kitchen and booth table
and the booth tables
in order
out
for them to get the fridge out, because it was next to the booth.
Right.
Yeah, so there's no way we were able to even do that kind of service on it.
So there are some big things that you're not going to be able to do, but the minor things like little electrical issues, light bulbs, blinkers, stuff like that. I mean, it's nice to...
Working on the toilet. Sometimes your valves are, when you have to go and replace, like in the Class A, you kept having to replace, was that part of the
foot switch?
You know, and things just go out over time.
Well, because they put cheap springs on them, and you flush, it's supposed to come back up.
Yeah.
But after like 100 pushes, the spring breaks, you have to replace a valve. We carried like 2 extra from us, and those things were like $36 a piece.
Yeah.
And we just carried extra because we didn't know when it was going to break.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another good point, carrying some spare parts.
Yeah, if you can, because you know, you don't know where you're going to be.
No.
You can be boondocking in a desert and something happens, and you need to be able to at least have some parts on hand if you're capable.
Not your big expensive parts, but just little things.
Yeah.
Light bulbs, flashers for your turn signal, you know, the flasher switch that you plug in, you know, just some transmission fluid, some oil,
and
some brake fluid.
I think maybe stuff to keep on hand for your towed, if you're towing your vehicle, and anything that, like your wiring, what is that you use? It's not like a wiring harness that you attach to the back of your rig. You know, when you have your adapters, sometimes they don't work and you have to repair that.
Yeah, we've done that I don't know how many times.
I know.
Yeah.
So, like the wiring stuff.
Yeah, the connectors.
Thankfully, before we actually went full-time traveling, but we were living in our Class A.
Right.
Mal was home when he heard water. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I just got home from work.
Yeah, and it was a valve.
I just left the bedroom, just changing my clothes, getting out of my work clothes, and I just walked into the living room, and I heard a gush. I mean, a big, loud gush.
And Jack, our cat at the time, went to investigate, right?
Yeah,
he was like, something's going on.
And I heard water, so I immediately went outside in the back and shut the water off.
Yeah.
Then I came back inside and I opened the closet, and the plastic valve water supply that goes to the wash machine had just blown off, you know.
Right.
And water was just gushing out of there. And good thing that I stopped it real quick. It would have flooded the floor, and so the wood would have got saturated, probably would have bowed, the carpet would have been molded. I mean, that would have been a mess.
Yeah,
I mean, if we weren't home,
I know.
I mean, the whole rig would have been ruined.
Yeah, it would have been total because of all that water damage.
And our cat probably would have been hanging from the roof upside down, you know, because cats don't like water. They don't like getting their feet
wet. But you
wet.
actually replaced it with better valves because you got they were stainless?
No, they were brass.
Yeah, they weren't the plastic stuff for the RVs.
Right, but they were like a Connect that had teeth on them around there, like a shark bite.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and replaced the cold is one that blew off, but I went ahead and replaced the hot one too.
Yeah,
I figured
in case.
They're the same age, don't want to deal with it, so I had to pull the wash machine out of the closet area, and that was a little doozy getting that out of there.
It wasn't all in one.
Yeah, so I figured if I was going to spend that much time, I might as well just spend another 2 minutes putting the other valve on and then putting it all back together, and that was well worth it. We never had another issue with it. So
definitely let us know in the comments if you're traveling or if you're a part-timer, weekender.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do? Do you feel that you should just put it in the shop or have a little bit of knowledge, you know, to do your own repairs? Because you know, nowadays it is pretty pricey if you're not under warranty.
It's always good to know, and if you don't know, it's always good to learn.
Yeah.
You know, watch some YouTubes or wherever you can, you know, gain your knowledge from. Yeah, FMCA has some stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of places that have videos that you can learn how to do some things for yourself.
Yep, E-Trailer, they got videos too.
Absolutely, especially if you got to replace your flush valves on your black or gray tank.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 bolts, but there's gas on each side. You know, you got to make sure your tanks are empty.
Yep.
You don't want to take the bolts off and just nasty stuff coming out.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you know, just watch some of the videos. You can learn that way. And a lot of the stuff is simple. It doesn't take much of a knowledge. It's just they show you the know-how and how to do it. You know, a lot of times you can try it on your own, but if you watch some videos, they can show you some shortcuts, some tips, save you some time and some headache and some trouble.
Yeah, get you back on the road.
Yeah, real quick.
Yep. Well, we appreciate you guys watching. We really enjoy doing our collabs, and we do this the last Thursday
of the month. Right.
Yep, so come and see us again next month. And again, if you can, after you watch our video, check out Earl and Terry from Traveling on Adventurers.
Yep.
And Rhonda and Jim from R&J RV Adventures.
Yep, you're going to learn something, I'm guaranteed.
Yep, thank you all. We appreciate it.
Yep, take care. Bye.
I just want to hold you. I just want to look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so